There's an all-female, full-contact sport taking the world by storm. It's called roller derby. Played by fearless, hard-hitting roller girls, the sport is fast and furious.
It's exciting, it's hard, it's tough.
Nothing feels better than knocking over.
The European scene was kicked off by the London Roller Girls, a league of 75 skaters who embody the motto, by the skater, for the skater.
The London Roller Girls are an amazing roller derby team.
The top roller derby team in Europe.
Our aim is to be the #1 in the world.
Roller derby is played by 2 teams of 5 skaters racing around an oval track. 4 of these skaters are blockers and 1 is the jammer. She has a star on her helmet and is the point scorer. It's the jammer's job to lap the blockers, and for every opposing skater she passes, she scores a point.
How many team sports are there without a ball? It's like kabaddi and synchronised swimming.
Roller Derby Till I Die follows the on and off track lives of the London Roller Girls. Because when you're a roller girl, roller derby is more than a sport, it's a way of life.
Rolling out, surrounded by girls who've got your back, is just amazing.
I'm going to play roller derby forever! I am a little aggressive on the track. It must come from something deep inside me, maybe some kind of built-up tension or rage or something that, you know, derby is helping me release. Game face and war cry for the win, yeah.
London-born skater Treacle Tart is a member of the London Roller Girls Rec League, which is the first port of call for any wannabe roller girl.
LRG Rec League is short for the Recreational League. So the Recreational League is part of the London Roller Girls, but it's the non-competitive part of it. I'm in the Rec League and we just have a great time. Every time I go to practice, I end up laughing my ass off.
The Recreational League is less competitive than the main league. People can go there to learn the basics of roller derby and skate at a less intense level.
So we play derby, but it's non-competitive. That's the ethos of Rec League, is that you have a whole load of girls that are playing derby, but in a non-competitive manner. However, quite a lot of the girls in Rec League, they basically train hard because their ultimate goal is to make it up into main league.
In order for a Rec League skater to get into the London Roller Girls main league, they have to go through a tryout process, which happens every 6 months.
We found out yesterday that the main league tryouts are going to be really soon. I don't feel prepared. I've kind of got it in my head that I'm really old. Like I'm 35. If I do want to progress, if I want to play open bouts, you know, other teams in the UK and other teams in Europe, in the world, like America, playing in America, oh my God, that'd be amazing. Like, really? Yeah, you have to be in main league to do that. I think that is what I want. Right? Right. Right.
After going through a divorce 2 years ago, Tree moved back into her childhood home in North London and wasted no time introducing her family to the new love of her life.
My family probably think I'm having some kind of midlife crisis.
I wasn't surprised when she told me, but I was a little bit thinking, oh, Teresa, it's nice that you found something you like, because you seem to very enjoy the sport, so it made me feel that nice.
Tree is a very typical big sister, very protective. It's interesting that she's doing the roller derby, but it's not a shock because it's exactly what she's like. You know, she'll pick something and then she's like, right, I'm going to do this 100% and I'm going to put everything into it. I don't know that much about roller derby, but I know that she comes back all bruised and battered, so...
There's always something that's happened, there's always some kind of accident.
How many times has Teresa come back from the hospital?
Lucky it's only knowledgeable, it's only 2 times, so it's okay.
Mum, you threatened to hide my skates in the shed, okay? She did.
Yeah, I did, yeah, because obviously I don't want the 3rd time happen.
Tree and her fellow Rec League skaters have been asked to guest skate for the Kent Roller Girls at the Grand Smashinal.
We're late.
The Grand Smashinal is a public bout which will see the Kent Roller Girls play against the Eastbourne Bombshells. For the rookie roller girls, this bout will be a taste of what it would be like to skate in the main league.
So skating at open bouts, it really makes me want to join a bouting team, like the main league.
having the audience there, having the atmosphere, having people cheering you on. Oh my goodness me. As soon as it started, I actually totally forgot the audience were there, and I was just focusing more on trying to work with my new teammates, trying to work out what was happening, tactics, etc., etc. I was blocking the entire time. And then the last jam, they decided to put me on to jam. I think we had a comfortable lead by that point, but I still had to smash the 200, and so I was told I had to get 17 points. I think it was 7 or 11, like 17 or 11 points, and so I went for it. And I could hear the crowd shouting, and I had my game face on, I had the war cries. And I smashed however many that we needed to. Yeah, we won. Everyone hugged and high-fived, and it was brilliant.
That was so much fun, I think my brain might explode.
Roller derby has taken over Tree's life, thanks to her best friend Aoife Glass, who introduced her to the sport over a year ago.
Aoife Glass, it's all her fault. She gets me involved in a whole load of stuff, actually, so we're starting a burlesque course. Why not? Let's just try it. Let's see how it goes. Let's see. It'll be hilarious, I think.
Tree was quite easy to convince to get into burlesque. I kind of said, hey, Tree, do you fancy doing a burlesque course with me? And she said, all right then. I mean, she's usually up for giving things a go, but if it's something she doesn't want to do, she won't do it. But she's quite adventurous.
I kind of like it. Like it's like, you know, heels and like lipstick and like looking, you know, seductive and stuff.
I'm Zoe Charles, and I am the founder and the head teacher of the Cheekovitz School of Burlesque and Cabaret. The course that Teresa is doing is the Showtime beginners course, and they go through everything from elements of striptease to creating their own character, but the highlight of the course is that they get to make a routine, and that routine is then performed live at the famous Madame Jojo's in front of a big audience.
And so we're all performing together, and the theme is graduation. Funnily enough, I've been typecast as a geek, hence the... Look at these, check out these glasses. Brilliant. And then there are 3 little parts of the performance, all culminating in like an amazing kind of strip off at the end.
So is your mum coming to the manager?
I haven't actually told Mum that I'm doing this. Mum thinks that this is a dance class, so of a Monday night I'm going to dance class. Probably not going to invite her to the show. I don't really fancy her coming on stage and dragging me off telling me that I've brought shame to the family. So yeah, Mum will find out, and by that point I would have left the country.
This is possibly the best job in the world.
I am, by day, I am an education ranger. Right now we are on Hampstead Heath, and so what we've got here is a whole load of kind of educational play activities. And it's open up to the public. So this bit here is basically arts and crafts. We've got clay, we've got making boxes, and we're going to fill them up with like compost, and then you put seeds on them, and then you kind of grow things. Yeah, I'm stuck in a box. I think I have more fun on these days than the kids do.
Well, I should know lots about roller derby because that's all Teresa ever talks about. She absolutely loves it. So I know that you have something called a jammer and there's a blocker, and I think Teresa is both of those.
How's that working, gents? Oh.
Before I did this job, I used to be a teacher. And I love teaching, but I was just stuck in the classroom. Yeah, I like the fresh air. But I don't like being cooped up at a desk. It's not really me.
Over the last few weeks, the Rec League have been doing some extra training sessions as they have a very special bout on the horizon.
We've got a bout coming up on the 4th of May. It's going to be Star Wars themed! Amazing! I wanted us to go as Ewoks, and I got vetoed by that. It would be so great, like a whole team of Ewoks skating out. Apparently it would have been a bit too hot.
The May 4th bout will see the Rec League go up against Battersea Power, one of the London Roller Girls' main league travel teams. Battersea are tough, tenacious, and very, very hard-hitting.
For Rec League, it's quite a big thing.
off against Battersea because technically they should have a higher skill level than us.
The Rec League plays against Battersea Power every year, but have never beaten them. So this year, the Rec League have enlisted a secret weapon.
F*** them up and f*** up their walls.
Main League All-Star skater Raw Heidi.
I don't have any friends on Battersea anymore. This is my team.
Who has stepped up to coach the rookie roller girls.
Last time Battersea won the game against the Rec League by about 200 points, which I think was a really good result for the Rec League actually. But we're taking a bit more of a sporting angle of it this time, just ramping up the pressure a bit more. And Battersea are a little bit worried about it. She thinks they should be worried as well, and she's on the C team. Close that gap! Close that gap!
Yeah. Personally, I'm going in there, and I've got it in my mind that we're going to win. Like points, we're just going to smash it. We'll win the hearts and minds of the public, right? That's the plan.
You're all awesome, and we're going to win.
Yeah!
London Roller Girls is populated almost entirely by nerds and geeks and weirdos. So you give them an excuse to dress up, to wear costumes, to make a fool of themselves, and they'll be there.
So we're part of the Rec League Alliance, which is from this little movie called Star Wars that probably you haven't seen. Princess Leia jammer panties, gnome criminal. Have you ever seen anything more beautiful? The Rebel Alliance are the goodies, and they dress in orange. And of course, Battersea were the bad guys, the Empire, and had a variety of Sith Lords and general horrible people in them, so it makes sense.
You know, I was reading horror motivational stuff on Facebook, and one of the things they were saying was, if you're feeling nervous, it's not nervous, it's excitement. Turn it into excitement. So right now I am really, really excited, like really, really excited.
They were amazing. Their skill level is just ever slightly above ours, maybe.
No last-minute ditch attempting to hit the jammer when you're out of play. We're getting too many easy penalties that way. Who's going to bridge? Bridge! That's not a bridge tree! Sorry, damn it!
This is the bit where they attack the Death Star, and it's not going too well till the proton torpedo goes in the hole.
I think I've played the best game I have ever played. I scored loads.
The Rec League have just finished against Battersea Power. I think they did an astonishing job against a phenomenal team. I'm sure I'll speak to Battersea in a bit and they'll say, blimey, didn't realise the Rec League was so good, because they're coming for them, basically. Beat them next time, we will. Did you really just make me do that?
Battersea won, but Rec League won the after party.
It's the morning of tryouts, and Tree is getting herself ready.
I like sausages, but sausages don't release their energy slowly, or something. I'm eating cereal, it's got like grains and fruit and healthy stuff in it. Ugh.
Yeah, 1 trillion messages. Right. Let's get our stuff together. Yeah. Yep. Like my worst nightmare is turning up and having forgotten like a knee pad or my mouth guard.
So I'm writing a note for my mum. My mum got in very late last night. That sounds terrible. She's been away for a week and she didn't get in last night until 4 o'clock, so she's asleep. And I don't really want to wake her up, so I'm just writing her a note now just to let her know that I'm off.
For a roller girl, attending tryouts is one of the most nerve-wracking challenges they'll ever face in their derby career.
On the way there, I could feel myself getting more and more nervous. And then as soon as the reality of the situation hits you, it's like, oh my God, I want this bad. I feel like I haven't actually mentally prepared for this properly.
This morning we have tryouts for the main league. This is basically kind of an intake that we have from people who are coming up from our rec league or from any other league that wants to try out to be an LRG. Once I got a good idea for who's good enough, then I'm going to ask other coaches for their opinions.
You could feel the tension. You could feel the tension. Even though everyone was there was not much talking going on.
Today's basically going to be all about finding out how good you are at certain skills and just kind of putting you through your paces. Just to warn you, we're not taking a vast amount of people this time. We can't put a figure on it, but it's going to be significantly less than we did last time.
Tryouts had lots of different elements to it. Quite a lot of them were to do with basic skills. So the skills themselves weren't technically very challenging, but it was the hustle that you put into it. Steph Maney would tell us either transition left or right, and you basically had to listen to what she was saying and then do the movements as she said them. And I don't know my left from my rights, and so I was skating with my hands out like that, basically. And she must have thought I was a massive doofus.
Along with skill tests, the rec skaters had to stand out during a scrimmage.
It was a scrim unlike any other. All the girls were trying to show their teamwork, and yet at the same time, each girl wanted to highlight their own individual skill. And that's really hard to do.
The final test was an off-skates fitness session, and although this left the girls physically knackered, mentally they were winning.
So after finishing tryouts, just had to wait.
In a few days, Tree will be sent an email letting her know if she's made it into the main league or not. In the meantime, her fate is in the hands of the selection committee. It's the night of Tree's burlesque debut, and she's running through some final checks before the show.
7, 8. We are about to go on stage for our burlesque graduation. I'm bricking it. I think it'll be fine, it'll be fine. What's the worst that could happen? My nipple tassels might come off and hit someone in the face. I might kick someone in the head. It'll be fine. There's gonna be quite a lot of roller girls in the crowd, and they're gonna love it. They're gonna absolutely love it. It's gonna be a great atmosphere because they're there.
With her friends ready and waiting, it's time for Tree to take to the stage.
Fantastically well tonight. I've been to a lot of burlesque shows, and this is pretty much the best one I've ever been to, and it wasn't just because of Tree. The whole thing was amazing, but she was like the icing on the cake.
Beautiful, incandescent, thrilling.
All out there. Yeah. You've really got them out.
It's quite empowering, it's quite liberating, and it really builds the confidence. Just like roller derby, right? Roller derby is everywhere. It is everywhere. I'm holding a penis.
Not practical.
By the next morning, Tree had received the email she'd been waiting for.
Right, so here's the email. Thanks for attending the LRG tryouts on Saturday. Unfortunately, you haven't been selected to join the London Roller Girls. Due to the limited amount of space available in the main league, the coaches only selected the top few from the tryouts, but have asked me to encourage you to try out again in 6 months. Please let me know if you have any questions. Sin. So my first reaction was disappointment, I think. Like I really wanted to get in, but the first kind of emotion was quickly overtaken by the second emotion, which was relief. Because while I really want to better I really want to get good at this game, and being in main league is like the quickest way to up your skill level. At the same time, going to tryouts, giving everything, and still get my ass whooped shows me that I'm not ready. I've now got a goal. I've got something to properly focus on. Getting myself to a level where I could be main league quality.
Derby till you die.
Derby till I die. Oh man. Roller derby is empowering on so many levels. I'm going to play roller derby forever. Forever. Maybe not forever. It's almost like an addiction, but a good addiction, not like drugs or stuff like that.